Hello heroes, Joe Smith here again. Got another episode of Joe Knows. Today we're going to be talking about homemade tools. Sometimes you need a tool and can't find it. Nobody makes anything like it. Or just costs a fortune and it's really simple and easy to make and you can make it yourself. A while back, talked about this air wand that Joe Smith made with a couple air fittings and a section of brake line. Might even have half the stuff laying around your shop already, or but really cheap to make. Um, Less than $10 to make it new. To buy something like it, you're going to spend probably $20 to $30. So here's curb key. Go buy a curb key. This to shut off like water meters. Work on sprinkler systems here. Got a lot of times have to shut the water meter off the to shut off water to the sprinkler system before we start cutting pipes or removing heads and stuff. Curb key do you buy at like Lowe's or Home Depot? Probably going to spend $30 or $40, but right here's a couple bucks of scrap rebar and a little piece of scrap metal that Joe Smith heated with the torch and bent over and welded everything together and found a half-empty can of spray paint and spray paint it real quick and been using it the past several years now. So again, instead of spending $30 or $40, and it's been $2. Make one yourself. Use a tire lever. Buy a new tire lever at the store. You're looking at probably about $20. Harbor Freight's got some nice ones. They're probably even stiffer than this, and Joe Smith's got a couple of them too for the bigger tires. But something like this, you got like a $2 scrap section or $1 scrap section of round steel stock, and just heat up the end and hammer it on it with the hammer and anvil and smash it out and bent it a little bit, and now you can pop your lawnmower tires on and off pretty easy with it. I took the grinder and rounded it off some, and so again, save yourself $15 or so. Some of you probably recognize this from a recent Something the Tool Guy video, but this was a spoke wrench or a spoke screwdriver Joe Smith made when it's got some tape on it, but these spoke nipples here, when you're building up a new wheel set, if you're putting all this together from pieces, like you got the hub separate, the spokes are separate, the nipples are separate, the rim's separate, you don't got the tire nothing on yet. Well, you thread your spokes through the holes here, and then take them up here, you put the nipple on from the inside there, and then Joe Smith uses this. You kind of get the nipples started down onto the screwdriver, because the nipples have a slot in it for a slot screwdriver and then a hole in the center for the spoke. But just using a regular slot screwdriver, it keeps slipping off. So Joe Smith came up with the idea of modifying, I think this used to be a Phillips screwdriver here, and just kind of did a little cutting with the Dremel and a little grinding, and got shaped to where this fits into the spoke hole of the nipple, and you got the slot here for the slot on the nipple, and you could just screw them down real easy without the screwdriver slipping off. Park or someone might make something like this, but they're probably going to charge you $20 or so for it. Whereas this is probably like a 25-cent screwdriver that Joe Smith did a little cutting and grinding with, and then just spray paint it blue like the other like tools, so it didn't get lost or mixed up with other regular screwdrivers or junk screwdrivers. and lost and forgot, you know. Here's another screwdriver Joe Smith modified and got a little notch in. Joe Smith did this per recommendations of the transmission guy that has this cool transmission channel. Forget the channel's name or link or anything. Might have to look it up and post it in the description for you. But Joe Smith learned how to rebuild automatic transmissions watching this guy on YouTube, and used this on a 4L60E General Motors transmission, and he said he takes like an old screwdriver and cut a notch in it because there's like a snap ring that's deep into the case. You have to reach down to the case and then hook it with this, and then you can get it off, and then you can kind of use this to help put it back on too. So again, here's a $30 transmission tool that Joe Smith made for 25 cents or less. This 10mm wrench that Joe Smith heated up and bent. On the Kubota tractor, there is this one nut, 10mm of course, that was like behind something or in a position right next to stuff to where it couldn't get to it with the socket, couldn't get to it with the wrench, and then, or a crow's foot even, couldn't figure out how to get to it without taking much of other stuff apart. So, but then after sitting there looking at it, realized that, well, if we just have this wrench and bend it, then we can kind of reach it with this and get turned. And I think we grabbed onto this up here with some channel locks or something to turn it, but was able to get down to it and get it off, and then went ahead and painted it Kubota orange, so that way don't get lost. Keep it with automotive tools, and that way next time we ever have to work on that again on the tractor, then Joe Smith just goes to his automotive toolbox and opens the drawer up, and here's this bright orange wrench, and Joe Smith will remember that's the wrench used. So yeah, if you do make a homemade tool, make sure you mark it or paint it and remember what it's used for. Again, you can probably guess this was for that Kubota tractor too, and it was. It was like something I had to take apart, needed a spanner wrench for. Kubota sold one, but they're wanting like $80 for it or something. It's like, damn, it's like ridiculous for that. And so they're kind of looking through the angle grinder spanner wrenches that Joe Smith never uses because he just does it all by hand, like that one video showed. But realized that the holes were the same as these studs or whatever you want to call them here, but the spacing was just a little bit off, and got the idea, well, let's slice it down the middle and kind of heat it up and spread it apart a little bit to where it fits, and then went ahead and welded it back together where the gap was, and then just got a piece of flat stock that welded on for extra leverage and extra reinforcement, and did a little rubber dip on the handle here and spray painted orange, and it worked perfect for getting that part. Forget what part it was that we're working on. It was front planetary or something, but yeah, needed a spanner wrench, and dealership wanted $50-$60 or more for it. For something simple as this. So again, couple bucks, save $50 or $60. So there you go, easy homemade tools. Joe Smith, after you look around, you might have some more. Might do another video in the future, some more homemade tools. But you don't always have to go buy the most expensive tools out there. You can get by with cheaper tools, or you can rig stuff up yourself sometimes when you need a specialty tool, and save yourself some money and give yourself a sense of pride for being able to engineer and fabricate stuff like this, which is not very hard, just a few minutes in there, torch, welder, Dremel, or grinder, some spray paint, bam. So if Joe Smith can do it, you can too. Well, thanks for watching, guys. It's been another episode of Joe Knows, Homemade Tools. Joe Smith signing out.